Well, hello and how are you? Hey, this is Shenandoah Briscoe coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. First state capital, not to be confused with Jefferson City, which is where it moved to later on. I say it every day, and the only reason I say it is because, well, you probably expect it of me now. Anyway, hey, this is going to be blog number 163 today. Now, I'm telling you, I've had to do this thing over and over again today, and the only reason I've had to is, well, the last time I had everything right except for the fact that I turned it off when I went to sing a song. So, here we go. That being said, I changed up my format yesterday. Not my format, my daily routine. I went out for a walk yesterday, or a roll stroll, as you might call it in my situation, and I decided to go down to the hospital. Well, I made my way all the way up to 4th Street there to get to the hospital, and I got there, and I wanted to do some visiting. There's people in the hospital that don't get visitors very often, and sometimes it's just because they have no family members and or because they're from out of town and they end up in the hospital and their people can't get to see them very often, and or maybe they don't have any relatives left to come and visit them. So that's what I thought I'd do. Well, I ended up on the rehab floor, and whenever I got to the rehab floor, well, on the way in, there was the nurses and therapists were in one room, and so I didn't really want to stop in that room. And in the next room, there was people visiting that family, or that patient. So I moved on by, and all the way down the rehab floor, there was people in and out of the rooms. So I just kind of ended up back there at the, I did see one gentleman doing his rehab, and he had a very pretty girl with him, but he was doing fine. So I just said, hey, you don't need no therapist. I think you're just hanging out here so you can have the pretty girl walking with you. And he just kind of gave me a grin and a chuckle, and she just kind of gave me a big old smile. So, that there being said, I went ahead on into the waiting room, and I looked at one feller there, and I was talking to him for a second, and then, well, his patient friend came in, and, well, they had their conversation, so that kind of let me out. And then there was this little family come back from the gift shop. Well, they were sitting there, and I was talking to them for a minute there, and the kids were all more than happy because they had just gotten themselves some trading cards. Well, they called them trading cards. They were God cards is what they called them, which basically were cards with verses. Anyway, they were more than happy because they had them. And then they just so happened to mention that their major trading cards were Pokemon. Well, just turns out that I've got a good friend that's in the Pokemon card packaging business, and so I kind of made a little mention of that, and well, I was the hero there for a second, because I told him I'd make mention to my friend that they had a loved one in the hospital, and well, I finally got to talk to my friend this morning, and well, I talked to him, and I said, hey, you think you could maybe arrange some sort of a situation where these kids could get a little bit of something? And he says, well, I can get them coupons for sure, but you never can tell what can happen. So he's going to go and talk to his boss. So we ain't going to promise anything yet, but it's in the works, kids. It's in the works. Anyway, so I was talking to the family there, and I kind of explained what I was doing there, and they said, hey, you know what, we need you to talk to our relative. So I ended up, after we had our conversations about cards and whatnot, Oh, by the way, in that waiting room on that 4th floor, it's facing 2nd Street, so it's facing the river. And that was a mighty beautiful view of the river. Frontier Park and the river, and, well, it was just a beautiful view. But anyway, that's not what I was getting at. The whole thing was I ended up going down there, and I was talking to their relative. And, well, their relative, they were not in a happy mood. No sirree. They was kind of, they felt like they was being tortured. Well, being in rehab, from when I remember it, in the beginning, it does feel like torture. It feels like they're trying to make you move into positions your body just don't want to move. And, well, let's say you've been in the hospital for 3 months now, and you haven't been moving. Well, your body's not ready to move. So each and every movement they put you through is just trying to get your body used to going back into those movements. And, well, that's what it seemed to be. So they were kind of really upset. They said they wanted to call the police, have these people hauled in for torturing them like they were. And I don't blame them. You know, at first you feel like you're being tortured. Anyway, their main attitude, their philosophy of life, which is pretty much the opposite of mine, but their philosophy for life was expect the worst and you'll never be disappointed. Matter of fact, they were like in a position where they were like, I just want to die. I don't want to go through this no more. And I was like, think of how disappointed you're going to be tomorrow morning when you wake up alive. I mean, come on. If you're expecting the worst and it doesn't happen, well, then you're just going to be disappointed, ain't you? There you go. So you may as well expect the best. That's right. Just expect whatever's going to happen the next day is going to happen the next day. And lo and behold, it will. But anyway, that being said, I went through the talk, and then I probably told my story about flipping over in my wheelchair 3 times yesterday, because I saw some people at the river and talked to them about it too. And saw the girls at the desk. Oh, as a matter of fact, one of the ladies I rode up in the lawn chair, rode up in the elevator with, I ended up showing her my pictures. Of course, my pictures were buried. They were not even, as a matter of fact, they were in my battery charger box, which was nowhere close to where I was looking for them. I was looking for them behind the box. So we destroyed my backpack looking for them, and, well, we got around to it finally. But anyway, that being said, I was spending some time in the patient's room there and talking back and forth, and it reminded me of my song, my rehab song. But that's what happened last time. This last time I done the video, I went to do my song, and apparently I hit the stop button on my video, and right in the middle of my song or something, I hit my stop button, and, well, there you have it. It stopped it. So now I had to start all over again. Anyway, this is a lot earlier in the video that I done the song, but I'm going to go ahead and do my rehab song, because, well, this one explains it all to you. Alright, from the word go, this is how she went. This here song came out of a movie, and the movie was Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Yes, it's called Put One Foot in Front of the Other. It's a song featured in the 1970 Rankin Bass Christmas special, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It was sung by Kris Kringle to help the Winter Warlock change his nasty ways and become a nice person. Yes, sir. It was an album release, as a matter of fact. Nick at Night, a classic cartoon Christmas. Rudolph and Frosty and Friends' favorite Christmas song, and songs to celebrate the 25 days of Christmas. Anyway, those are album releases that you can pick them up on. But anyway, the lyrics that this goes by starts out with the Winter Warlock. And so here we go. I really am a mean and despicable creature at heart, you know. It's difficult to really change. Difficult? Why, looky here. Changing from bad to good is easy as taking your first step. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Or you put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. As soon. Oh, you never will get where you're going if you never get up on your feet. Come on, this is a good tale. Oh, there's a good tailwind blowing. As a fast walking man is hard to beat. So put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. I said put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. If you want to change your direction, if your time of life is at hand, well, don't be the ruler, be the exception. A good way to start is to stand. Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. I said put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. If I want to change my reflection I see in the mirror each morn. Oh, you do? You mean that is just my election? Just that? To vote for a change, to be reformed? Woohoo! So put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Or I said put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. You mean I just put one foot in front of the other, and soon I'll be walking across the floor? Yes, put one foot in front of the other, and soon we'll be walking out the door. Yes, I said put one foot in front of the other, and soon we'll be walking across the floor. Yes, put one foot in front of the other, and soon we'll be walking out the door. There you go. That's my rehab song, and I'm going to stick to it. Every time I was in rehab and saw the people walking on their walkers and walking on the walk bars and stuff like that, that was it. I pulled that song up and started singing. I always wanted to have that song. That was my inspiration song. You know what I'm saying? That was the one that I would use for inspiration to bring everybody up and walking. Get your mind off your troubles, get yourself up on your feet, and get yourself ready to go and ready to roll. Well, hey, that's about my time. So, hey, this here is Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? You know, God loves you and so do I. So be blessed and we'll see you tomorrow, okay? If you're here, I'll be here too. Alrighty then. Have a great day. Oh, sorry. Didn't click the off button. Have a great day.